Alright, when you're hooking up a drone, you're going to need a soldering iron, wire like this, so that you can plug in 2 and 2. So plug in from the buzzer, and make sure you get the positive and negative right. Make sure the positive goes on the positive and the negative goes on the negative. And just hook those in like that. And hook this to the middle one. I don't know if you can see that. You want to take this, see this middle one right here? This middle one right there. That's the one that you want to hook it up to. And after everything's all said and done, you're going to hook everything up. As you can tell, I still need to do a little bit more work to it. But when everything's all said and done, we will see if the thing works. Take out the props and see if the thing works. That's just one rule of thumb. Make sure when you're trying stuff out like this, make sure you take off all your props. Only because it's kind of like with the binding, it's just a safety issue. Because you don't want them to, when you're working on it, you don't want the props or the motors to automatically turn on. So just go ahead and just take your props off. Avoid injuries. Probably be the best thing. Alright, the first thing that we're going to do, we're just going to take, we're just going to solder these together. Now, we're just going to solder these wires together, just so that we can get things going better here. Well, most of all, let's try to see if we can get more wire off of here. There we go. Then that way we can get a better connection. Try to get the wire off of there, so we can get a lot better connection. The same thing over here. You're supposed to use wire strippers, but when you got nails, they work wonders too. You want to hook up the negative and the negative, throw them together, just like that. And the positive, throw them together, just like that. Now we're going to take our soldering iron, get some solder on there, of course. Let it just flow on there. Let it flow. Just want to make sure you just get enough just so that you can make a good connection. A really good connection. That's all we're asking for. Fairly good connection. Not like extremely like really good, but you want it good enough to where it's not going to go anywhere. Because you don't want this thing to like come apart or something. Because that would not be cool. Alright, now that we did that, make sure always to unplug your soldering iron. for safety reasons, so that it don't do anything, cause fires and stuff like that. And then the next thing you want to do, where's my tape? You just want to tape these up. Where did my tape go? I thought I just had it. That's another thing. You always want to make sure you have tape around, because you never know when you're going to need it. I thought I just had it. It was right there. I think I know where it's at. It's underneath right there. Yep. Just where I thought it was. Tape. And mind you, this is some kind of like electrical tape, so it has that stretchiness. And what you want to do is just get them on there nice and snug. And tape them up nice and snug. Oops, that's how strong these things are. Yeah, these suckers are really, really strong. So you gotta be, that's how you gotta do it. You gotta make sure that you do it that way too. But it looks like my battery is getting ready to die. But we're going to continue this, let this thing charge a little bit, and we're going to continue this. Strong stuff. Very strong stuff. Alright. I'm going to let this thing charge now. Now I'm going to show you two ways how to do this. Like I said, I'm going to show you two ways how to do this. First one is going to be the way I was going to do it, Dub's way, and then the other way is the right way. Now, in some of these videos that I do, I'm I'm doing recommended. I'm going to be recommending a lot of stuff that you don't do, but it gets the job done. But now here comes the drone part. I just wanted to do that. Just say that real quick. But we're going to be taking where it's hooked up right now. This piece right here, the black and red, is hooked up on the buzzer. So now we're going to be this is Dub's way of doing this. So, further ado, we're going to get a battery, and we're going to try this out and see what happens. Let me get this a little bit more here. Just trying to get more height. There we go. Alright. Now, you're going to grab the battery, which is right over here. Right here. We're going to grab the battery, and we're going to hook it up to the drone. Now, the drone should not turn on. It should not turn on. There we go. Alright. Stay. Doing the drone. Alright. Plugging in the drone. As you notice, the props are off on all 4 sides. Alright. Plugging in the drone, making sure that the red is on the red and black is on the black. Now, see, black on. Now see, everything's hooked up. You hear that? Now we're gonna, that's Dub's way. Now we're gonna do it the original way. We're gonna unplug, because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hear that when it's out on the field or being lost. And seriously, I don't know if anybody else can hear that. So, further ado, here we go. Alright, now I'm going to show you the way that they say to hook it up to the Spektrum. I don't know if you guys can see that. The Spektrum AR610. Hooking up a buzzer to Spektrum AR610. Now we're going to plug in the battery. Well, first of all, we're going to need to get the radio. That's one thing that you're going to need first. Turn on your radio. Make sure your radio is on. Alright. Just to show you that the radio is on. Power is on. Alright. Now we're going to plug in the battery. Make sure all that's down, just so that it don't go flying away. Even though the props are off, it's still can be kind of scary. Now, here's the thing: with that buzzer hooked up, it's still gonna make noise. So, all right, everything's on. Battery's hooked up. Lights are on. Looks like we got the toggle switch. Alright, now, just to make sure that it's binded, you hit that button. You see, there's the reason why you always need to take your props off. Because you can, I can actually lift this up. Why it's always safe to take your props off. Let's shut that down. Okay. Now, we're going to do the buzzer. Okay. That could only mean one thing. If it's not working, that could only mean one thing. It's hooked up backwards. So you disconnect it. And pretty much just go in there and make sure you got it right. See? Now you got it right. Once you hear that beep, Now when you unplug it, it should make that beeping sound. There it is. And now once you have that, once again, you could take it and now watch this. You ready? You could turn it on or turn it off. That's what I like about that. And that, my friend, is how you hook up a buzzer to the drone. I hope you like this video. And now, we're going to shut off the radio. I'm going to tell you something. After losing this drone for so many times, and I kept telling myself that I was going to get a buzzer for it, I need to get a buzzer for it, I finally broke down and I got a buzzer. It took me 3 days this last time when I lost this to find this drone. I pretty much almost called it that it was done. I thought I lost it for sure. And then just something told me, the little voice in my head told me that I should go check this area, and sure enough, I checked it, and there it was. So, moral of the story is never give up. Somebody told me, never give up. Don't give up. Because that's when you're going to find it. And I found it. And now I have a buzzer. And if I lose this drone with that buzzer, then there's something wrong. Till my next video. Dubsinators on out, and I will see you later. Peace.